Good afternoon, or good morning, or good night. My name is Megan Woodland, and I'm going to be talking about the development from ages 0 to 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So I just want to start off with talking about the Jean Piaget's, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but Jean Piaget's stages of cognitive development. So as we can kind of see here, he's got 4 stages that he focuses on when it comes to cognitive development. There's the sensory-motor stage, which is birth to 2 years old. And there's the pre-operational stage, which is 2 to 7. The concrete operational stage, which is 7 to 11 years. And then the formal operational stage, which is 12-year-olds and up. First, I would just like to talk about the sensory-motor stage. So that's from ages 0 to 2. So in this stage, it's the first stage of the cognitive development according to his theory. Infants will learn about the world through their senses and their motor actions. They'll develop object permanence, and they'll understand that objects continue to exist even when they're out of sight. They also develop basic problem-solving skills, such as learning to grasp and manipulate objects. That's why I love this picture right here, is because it shows how kind of at each stage, like from 1 to 4 months, from 12 to 18 months, and then from 4 to 8 months, how like they can begin to kind of trigger these other reactions that can happen. Next, I kind of wanted to just focus on this just for a second. Even though this isn't 0 to 2, I think it's kind of important because still that age 2 is still in this stage of development. This is the pre-operational stage of development. So this is kind of this is from ages 2 to 7. Even though we're not talking about this, I just wanted to kind of just know that this is still kind of in that 2-year-old range. So this is when the children will begin to think symbolically. And so they'll kind of understand things in more of a logical reason in the way that they like kind of understand relationships. They'll also develop mental responses of an object that can start to be understood at this age and this stage. Next, I was going to talk about the development of the brain and the nervous system during this period. During the first 2 years of life, the brain undergoes rapid growth and development. The neural connections that are formed is an astonishing rate that they form in this stage. It allows for the children's brain to it allows for the development of cognitive abilities like memory, attention, and language. This is where like things are really getting in there with their brains. Cognitive and neural development, so I want to talk about this as well, is because in the first 2 years of life, the brain is just constantly developing. Specifically the prefrontal cortex is responsible for executive impulse control, decision making, and it's really, really active during this stage of life. The development is also the development of the brain's neural connections is also crucial for the emergence of cognitive skills such as language, memory, and problem solving. Those are all very big things, especially from 0 to 2. The next thing I was going to talk about is the examples of milestones that are achieved during this period. That's why I really like this little chart here. It kind of goes and says that, okay, so from right here, it says by 2 months, that's when a baby will start to smile at you. 6 months, they'll start to laugh. By 12 months, they'll start to play games with you, such as like peekaboo. And then by 18 months, they'll point and they'll show you something that they find interesting. It's just really interesting to know that like as they grow older, they will start to show you these different skills and these different milestones that they can achieve. Next, we're going to talk about the gross motor development. So this is things that include like large muscle groups, so like such as crawling, walking, running, those type of things. I loved this right here because it shows that these are exciting gross motor skills that children will develop. So like stretching their arms and their legs, they lift their upper body up to go like this, they can lift their head up, they can roll over, they can sit upright, they can crawl, and then eventually start to walk. And I think that is huge. And this is the fine motor development from birth to age 2. This group includes the development of the small muscle group, so those that are used for like picking up stuff and grasping and going like this and manipulating certain objects. The development of the brain and the nervous system during this period is actually at peak. It plays a really crucial role in physical development during the first years of life. The formation of neural connections and the growth of the cerebellum, which is responsible for coordinating movement and balance, are key to the developmental and of gross and fine motor skills during this period. I actually read something that said that in the first 3 years, a child's brain has up to twice as many synapses as it will have in adulthood. And this is kind of that chart where it kind of shows the synapses that will go on. So newborn, this is synapses, 1 month, 9 months, 2 years an adult. So you can see how crazy and rapidly the synapses grow in your brain that are, causing them to be cognitively well and hitting all these milestones. It's just blooming. Next, we're going to talk about the examples of milestones. So during the first year of life, the infants typically achieve milestones such as that's when they roll over, they crawl, they're sitting up, they're putting themselves in certain positions, they stand themselves up in certain positions. During the second year of life, toddlers typically achieve milestones such as walking, running, and climbing. And so I love this because I actually have a 2-year-old. She just turned 2 in the end of February, and oh my goodness, even just since she's turned 2, I swear, she's bouncing off the walls. She's everywhere all the time. And it's just crazy how fast they grow and how fast that they can learn. And so this is just my conclusion. So I just think that understanding the stages of the cognitive and physical development from the ages 0 to 2 is really crucial for parents, caregivers, and professionals with young children. This is especially crucial because it ensures that they are providing appropriate support and guidance for their development. It's also important because we can know and we can understand and be aware of these milestones to create these certain environments that these kids need so that we can support their growth and development. Especially with identifying any potential delays is also very good because we can know and we can address these certain issues that are provided and we can provide necessary interventions. Last is just my reference page, so thank you so much.